It's 3 a.m. and I'm lying next to my friend in a bed, and my friend is drunk as hell. I'm trying to get some sleep, and I genuinely hear some strange noises, and I realize in just milliseconds that he's vomiting. He's gonna vomit. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in here? How did I get this place? You know, I was that party pooper. I decided not to grab any drinks. When we were planning to buy them and when hosting a party and stuff, I was like, no, I don't wanna. I will drink some water, you know, and fair enough. I'm not gonna cope. I drink some beer, right? Wow. What an amazing lie. Yeah, 200 milliliters. But after that night, I went to my home. I got some sleep, and when I woke up, I just, stared at the ceiling, and I was like, what the fuck did I just do? Why was I there? You see, it was a strange period. I was like in my 9th grade, finishing basically middle school, and I felt very purposeless. I felt like I don't belong and I needed to do something else. So I decided to kind of improve myself, right? I didn't know anything about self-improvement. I just thought, all right, how can I become just better, just move somewhere, not to that atmosphere, not in their direction. And I said, all right, my mom always told me that reading makes you smart. I should read more. Why don't I read? Why do I play so much video games? I should read. I started reading. Fast forwarding 3 years ago, forward, right? And here I am, just a month ago, still fapping. Still downloading some video games. Still watching, not really the same, but still fucking Minecraft videos. Yeah, fair enough, I got a lot better. I learned a lot about life, about how to become a better person. I managed a lot of stuff during those 3 years, and I learned definitely and improved a lot, but I still am, that same kind of kid, the one that got kind of drunk on a party, the one that played video games for 7 fucking years in a row. That's so insane. And I replayed this moment of me fapping, of me playing, of me watching some stupid Minecraft videos so many times. And I was like, God damn it, why can't I change? Why is it so hard? Like, I'm trying, I'm going. I'm like half a year into dopamine detox, and basically my whole YouTube, every topic basically became fucking dopamine detox videos, because it's so hard for me to stick to it. Yeah, there is a point of compound interest and shit, like, yeah, my previous attempts for half a year of not doing the bad habits and doing like fucking nothing, not stimulating myself, doing the hard work because that's the only thing that's fun. It's all great, but how do I actually stop this shit? And well, I found the answer. And if you clicked on this video, you already know what I didn't understand half a year ago. What could have truly been a month took me 7 months. That's crazy. That's insane number in self-improvement. I just stopped making fucking progress because I couldn't get rid of all of my bad habits and start doing the fucking work. Well, most people couldn't do it like the whole life, but we aren't as most people, right? So the answer is to embrace the other identity. You know how Hamza sometimes said that I had to kill myself. I had to be reborn. I had to build this new personality of an entrepreneur when I moved back home or some shit. You know what? That is like the single greatest advice on how to drastically change your life over the short period of time I've ever gotten. Like, changing your environment. It might help a lot, but I can't change my environment. I'm stuck to my parents' place because I'm a shitty entrepreneur and I made zero pennies, $0, right? I'm a minor. There are lots of excuses, but the main point is that changing your identity. You know how funny it is that changing your identity was basically the answer all along. It was the answer to every habit, to every struggle, to every fucking thing. And you know what's more funny and hilarious? My first book, from the story I told you before, I sat down on my bed and I decided, alright, mom told me when I read I'm smart. I started reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I read it in a few days just like a machine. It was so fun, it was so informative, it superpowered me, right? But the funny thing is that I now really read it actually. Like, I'm gonna read it today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, Atomic Habits, and one of the first chapters basically tells you to change your behavior, you need to change your identity. That's all there is to it. If you're a non-smoker, no fucking way you're gonna accept that cigarette. Like, I don't eat sugar for like 2 years now. 2 fucking years. No soda, no cola, nothing. No cakes, no sugary sweets, treats. Why? Because I don't want to. I'm not the person who puts this white substance into my body. And the funniest thing is that getting rid of my, like, not really sugar addiction, but basically of junk food and of full sugary stuff, it was like, you know how long it took me to get rid of sugar, what most people consider very hard to do and so addictive and stuff. I was eating that shit every single day, or you know, a few times a week at minimum for solid 5 years. I don't know, when I discovered I could spend money on that shit. And it took me 40 hours to just say to myself, alright then, I don't eat sugar anymore. Yeah, first few months might have been somewhat uncomfortable, right? But I made it also clear to my family. I asked them not to, like, provoke, not to kind of, you know, give me fucking sugar sweets on breakfast, right? And it worked. And now I realize that in order for me to become the successful man I want to become, to live a better life, I now am just at a point where I basically have to kill myself. To kill my previous identity. My identity of a kid. Of a person who wears t-shirts for 2 weeks straight and doesn't shower. Of a kid who, when he's tired, he just basically goes and scrolls some YouTube. He goes and finds some dopamine video or coping, saying like, yeah, that's, I need this or I will break, you know, and I'll go full in again and be like DGen, 24/7, and it will be like crazy. So I need just this little like 3-hour block, right, or 1 hour, right? Just think about the beautiful analogy first man, not really came up with, but brought up, is that if you're a 20-year-old man or 17-year-old man, like a young man basically, that thinks like a 40-year-old man, you start acting like a 40-year-old man, and you become like a 40-year-old man. Why is this number important at 40-year-old man? Well, they are the most successful on average. They make the most amount of money in their life. Why? Because they get up, they do the work, they shower, they go to the gym, they build all those habits, which takes time, and for most people fucking decades. That's why I'm talking about this in 18, when usually people do it at like 40. And you know what's funny? That I really like having this framework mindset, like, alright, now I'm thinking like a 40-year-old man. What would 40-year-old man do? You know, I heard this advice of like embracing personality, but like, what would Hamza do? What would Alex Hormozy do? What would Sam Ovens do? What would like Raf or Firstman do, right? But this specific example of 40-year-old man is so, you know, it's so brutal. It's so quite easy to follow. You just imagine a grown-ass Chad. When he feels tired from work, he feels like that's a hard task. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna be impulsive and say like, oh well, that shit's hard. I'm gonna go fap because I feel kind of horny, right? 40-year-old man won't do that. Especially if you imagine like a successful, we are not obviously talking about losers, but would he play video games when he's bored? Or would he go and read because he knows that he doesn't have much time left? To be honest, it's like 25 years more, right? 65, 70. He'll go and read some book on business, on health, on mental health, on, I don't know, some fucking happiness, on improvement, how to improve himself, not wasting his time stupidly. So I'm gonna ask this one simple question that might potentially save you months and years of your life. How long are you going to stay as a little boy? How long do you plan being this little boy? You know, it's an important concept and a whole other topic and a whole other video, but I'm just gonna say it to you here. There will be, when answering this question, a debate. A debate that is so foolish now that I can't believe I had this belief, but that's apparently what most people think. Society programmed us to believe that we need to live life, right? We need to have some fun. If you translate what fun means into some scientific terms, into absolutely objective actions, evaluations of those actions, it's, yeah, in your day, you gotta have some high dopamine activities. Something that brings you a lot of pleasure, right? Fapping, movies, I don't know, Minecraft videos, YouTube, TikTok, junk food, I don't fucking know whatever there is to bad habits anymore, but don't you find that stupid? So now the important work that you have to do in order to become successful, in order to achieve the life you want, just becomes so much more boring and harder to do, because when you are stimulating yourself on this high level, unnatural level, and then you're going to script some YouTube video, or worse, you're going to learn some stupid school lessons, right? Your dopamine now is here. You see this drop? It basically could be translated as your drop in fucking motivation. It's like, but it's just catastrophical unwillingness to do the hard work. So there will be a question, do I live a life now or do I live a life later, but now I kind of work and grind, right? And honestly, this isn't so much of an option. Whatever you do, even if you go fucking in mountains, living in mountains, you know, meditating for hours, for days, for months. Yeah, you could technically become a monk, but I'm not even sure that it's like free, but any other lifestyle you want that's a bit more fun, yeah, that's a bit exploiting more our dominance over the whole fucking earth, is gonna cost you some money. And not some money, but a lot of money, right? And you probably don't want to do 10 hours of work during your trip to, I don't know, Thailand, Bali. And I realized that I just need to take some responsibility for my life. I need to stop doing degenerate shit, because the life was one. I want to live a better life. And to do that, I need to become a grown, mature man. That's the key word, mature man. I'm going in a grind mode. Work, gym, read, repeat. Very simple. Works every fucking time. You want to live a better man? You want to live a better life. Mature and become a man. Improve. Just want to put a little disclaimer here that I'm by no means pretended to be a grown-ass man that's saying, yeah, you should become more masculine and become a man. When I myself is a teenager kid, basically. 17 years old is like nothing on a grand scheme of things. And I'm talking about here about the identity change, about the change of your mindset, because the most powerful way to change your behavior is to adapt a new identity. Then your minimum thresholds for things you do will be different. It will be impersonating the person you're trying to become. So if you are trying to become a grown man, even if you're a kid, even if you're 10 years old, I don't care. If you have this kind of mindset that, yeah, what would this person do? It just puts you in so much better place in life. Because your brain can get you only so far. It convinced you to fap thousands of times. It convinced you to eat trash, not to exercise, to binge watch some YouTube, binge scroll TikTok, I don't know, whatever other degenerate stuff there is. I'm talking about just embracing the mindset. Just asking yourself, when you make decisions in your day-to-day life, what would Hamza do? What would a 40-year-old man do? I have this strong image of 40-year-old man as a accomplished member of society that does good habits, that's basically kind of more on a chat side than the degenerate, you know, fat loser, because we are obviously not wanna embrace his mindset on life. Just wanted to say that for some people who might find it very funny that as if I'm pretending to be a man. If you, in your head, is a man, you will get much, much further than just a random kid who is trying to win in the game of adults, basically, of this 30, 40, 20, 50 year, 20 to 50 basically range, are competitive as businessmen, and up to 60, 70, I don't like care. And if you are still like 15 and you want to go seriously into business, seriously into money making, and you're trying to compete with these people, how on earth are you gonna fucking do that when you just slurp on your like, I know, fucking some kid sauce, that they give to babies, which is basically like chemically produced shit with sugars and like HMOs and like all the bad stuff there is to it, and like full fucking chemical table. That's crazy. Becoming a man inside your head will get you much further. It's not like pretending to be so grown up and cool. Bro, use your brain for once.